Hey everyone, Wanderbot here, and welcome to Frosthaven. It is a tactical adventure board game, like a real physical one. I have it on my shelf behind me, but it is also a digital version, which is what I'm going to be playing today. So if you haven't seen it before, it's effectively kind of a simulated tabletop RPG campaign, where you take a party of, I think it's 1 to 4, 2 to 4 characters, and go on various adventures, fighting monsters, saving people, grabbing loot and bringing it back. And it's also the follow-up to Gloomhaven, which is going to be very similar if you've seen that one before. This follows a lot of those mechanics with the added benefit of town building, which I think is extremely cool. But I guess before we dive in too far, I do want to say a very quick thank you to Snapshot Games and Art Games for reaching out sponsoring this video, and to say that Frosthaven will be out on July 31st in early access. So if you want to pick it up and play yourselves, follow the link in the description below and add it to your wishlist. So with that, we're actually going to dive in. I've skipped past the prologue mission, which I covered in a video a couple weeks ago. And so if you, I guess if you want to see the intro mission, effectively, quick recap, you have been traveling to Frosthaven, this town up here. And as you arrive, it is being beset by these horrible monsters that are, killing the guards and setting fire to the town. And so you show up, you clear out the monsters. And I don't want to say that you've been declared de facto mayors. I don't think that's happened exactly yet. However, you do actually have executive control over, building things. So I've already started the process of upgrading the craftsmen. And I don't think I've bought or built much of anything. But if I wanted to, I could, spend some money and buy some gear and equipment for characters. So, Fleabitten Shawl, you're considered to have a lower initiative, so people don't attack you, which is actually kind of nice. That might be really good on this character, but I'd prefer to spread out my damage a little bit. She's the one that could benefit from it, but Anyway, so there's things I could do, but since I've only done one adventure, I'm pretty poor, so instead, let's find an adventure to go off on. So yeah, Town in Flames was the intro mission. Once again, if you do want to see that, just follow the link in the description below as well. I'll just link the video where I covered this intro. But we have a couple of options. We can do Algox Scouting, so these are the monsters that were attacking the town. Or we can do Algox Offensive. If you notice, these guys are tier 2, so they might be a little bit trickier. So I think we go after Algox Scouting. Follow a group of Algox Raiders. So, pretty basic group of enemies. These are the supplies that I can potentially find over the course of the mission. That should be fine. And before every mission, you also have a random event that you can resolve. So, Summer Road Event. Okay, so some of this is still placeholder. Like I said, this is early access. And not everything is exactly in place, and that's fine. It's still fully playable, I think, for the first 2 acts of the game. So you duck into a familiar cave and find row after row of corpse cap growing in the damp ground. The natural silt and dark interior combine to create the perfect environment for an excellent harvest. Whenever you pass this way, you make a point of stopping in. Harvest, take a few cuttings, but allow it to grow longer. Let's do a few cuttings. You trim back the less useful mushrooms soaking up nutrients, pocketing just a few corpse cap stems. By the next time you come around, it should be ready for a strong harvest. They'll be tired from the raid, so this is your moment, Sotha had explained, pointing you towards the foothills of the Copperneck Mountains, where her scout had tracked the Algox attackers. I doubt you'll be able to fight them all on your own, but maybe you can find another way to subdue them if you get close. On the other hand, they'll be worn out after this little battle, so feel free to test your luck. Just remember, even a tired Algox is strong enough to rip someone in two. You head to the area indicated by the scout, following the Algox trail towards a wicked-looking mountain. As you draw nearer, you see that the trail splits. The main force returned to the near side of the mountain, but a smaller group peeled off to hike around the eastern face. The scout told you he suspected there was a back door to the Algox settlement, and you follow the smaller group's trail, hoping he was right. The faint path narrows as you approach the steep eastern face, winding up to an overlook high above. Peering upward, you make out the faintest glimmer of light, but then a shape blots it out. A body, large and white, tumbles over the rocky ledge like a boulder, slamming against the jutting rocks. A dead Algox brawler, just like the ones who attacked Frosthaven, lies at your feet. Judging by its injuries, the rocks weren't its only problem. There's a fight up above. You scramble towards the top, and make it before the battle is through. When you're halfway up, another furry shape appears over the ledge. Okay, so if you have never seen this game before, quick explanation, party of 4 characters. This game is fully playable in co-op, by the way, so if you do want to actually bring friends along, I actually recommend it. It's way more fun. but I'm going to be controlling each and every one of these characters, but before every battle starts, I pick a challenge for them, effectively a micro quest that'll give them a perk point. So kill the last enemy to die in the quest. That's possible, but potentially tricky. Perform 2 actions with lost icons in the same turn. I think that means burn 2 cards simultaneously, or never kill an enemy. Oh, that's really hard. The Drifter is a heavy-hitting, hybrid ranged melee character, and he very much is like my strongest dude for fighting things. So if I were to pick anything, Ravager seems doable. Ravager actually seems quite possible and easy to pull off, as long as I remember to do so. The only problem is I could potentially run out of cards, and he'd pass out, but that's okay. So this is my Necromancer character, so kill an enemy with an attack that would have caused at least 4 more points of damage than necessary. Nope. Perform no attack abilities in the first 3 rounds. That's actually extremely easy, because she doesn't have a whole lot of attack abilities. She mostly just summons units, and hopefully summoning units and those summon units attacking don't count. I'm hoping that's the case. Okay, add 2 cards to your lost pile before your first rest. That's not doable, or that's not bad. Vanguard, never attack an enemy that's already acted in the round. It's going to be tricky. I think I'm going to do Daredevil. I think we're just going to have these 2 kind of burn out a little bit. So, let's see. So this guy's kind of your standard stabby rogue type character. They do some fun time stuff, though. I'll explain once we get in. And then we have 2 Stoats in a Coat, who is a weird hive mind entity. And an Eldritch Horror. I love him. He's cool. They're cool. Why am I gendering a hive mind? Okay, so we can do Wallflower. End each of your turns adjacent to a wall or an obstacle. That's really easy, but I'm also extremely absent-minded when it comes to these things. Kill 1 or more elite enemies, or 2 for 4 heroes. That's going to be tricky. There's only 3 elite units in the entire thing. And I'd prefer to go for the 2 perk points if possible. So let's try Wallflower. That should be doable. Just maybe tricky. I mean, that's true of all of these perks. It's a kind of a risk-reward system of shoot yourself in the foot a little bit, do something weird, something that you wouldn't normally have to do, for a bonus. I don't know if these are 3D models or if they've actually done illustrations for these characters. I think these are illustrations. I've always liked the basic pen and inks. I wonder if actually they take... No, some of these are definitely the 3D models posed, so they might do, like, go over them. More intruders. You'll never open the Sky Hall. Oh, more intruders. You'll never open the Sky Hall. This place belongs to the ice. Your shock at the fact that an Algox just spoke your tongue is quelled as the speaker lifts a huge boulder and hurls it at you. Time to move. Alright, so the way this works is, this is the intro room. We've got these guys that we're going to have to clear out. There's a door here leading to another chamber, and another door leading to another chamber. So I'm going to have to go through each of these. However, due to the relatively tight format here, my character with Wallflower should actually have a really easy time of this. However, I guess I should also mention each and every one of my characters is bleeding, which is really annoying. I got that from an event after completing the tutorial mission, which means that they're all going to take 1 damage every turn until I heal them, which is just stinky. Luckily, I've got a lot of ways to do it. So, for example, Vile Assault, move 2, heal 2, so that'll let me get rid of the bleed, and I think heal the damage. I think Poison is the one that takes the full heal action and doesn't heal you at all. Okay, so let's take a look at this. So, I guess to explain the core mechanics of this game, got 4 characters that I'm controlling. I pick all of their abilities simultaneously before a round even starts. And the way you do it is you pick 2 different cards here. So like these 2, that's his cards for the round. And those are the only 2 that they can actually use during the round. I cannot like go back and say like, oops, actually I want this other card. So you kind of have to lock it in and just make the most of it, which means there's a lot of like pre-planning and preparation at figuring out like, okay, what is my most optimum use of my abilities? The other thing to consider is this number on the left side, which determines the initiative order. So if I pick this one as my first one, I'm going dead last. Whereas if I pick this one, I go early. I tend to go kind of early in the initiative order, especially if there's a bunch of enemies in the area, because if I can get in there and really hit them hard fast, I can, well, I mean, I can take out large groups of enemies before they get the chance to hit me. And then all I have to do is, like, contend with the 2 archers in the back who, you know, this is 3 elite enemies in the first go, which is going to be a little tricky, but hey, we'll see. So I want to look around a little bit, because we've got a bunch of abilities and characters. So I guess this guy, like I said, is hybrid ranged melee. A lot of his abilities do range, a lot of his abilities do melee, but his cool thing is that he can give himself bonuses. So continuous health on your next 6 heals, gain 2 extra. So I can effectively equip that as a buff, and every single time I heal, he just heals more. You can also do that for movement speed, and I think that's retaliation actually, which is very good. Or next 6 sources of damage, gain a block. Or what is the other one? Next 6 ranged attacks do an extra damage and have 1 more range. There's 1 more that gives you extra melee damage somewhere. I'm not looking for it. This guy is, well, this guy. The Changeling is a hybrid character as well. I guess I have a lot of hybrids. Where, in a much more like literal sense, they are they switch between a melee form and a ranged form that are slightly different, and they have their own abilities. And also, if you notice, like, their face and mask changes. On the normal character portrait with the 2 masks, you can see that they're giving 1 priority. So I have to decide which form I want them to start in, because that will determine pretty heavily what they can do. So if I look at this one, Hornet Stingers does 1 damage, poisons, and pierces armor. And then also poisons all in red. The one question with Hornet Stingers is, does that attack everyone? I'm assuming it does. Oh, it won't hit allies in that area, but if there is an ally in any of those red tiles, then they will be poisoned. Okay, so poison's kind of tricky. It makes it so enemies have a +1 when hitting you, which can hurt. So that actually would be a very good lead move. Effectively get up close, do Hornet Stingers, hit these 3 guys to give them poison so my other characters can have a much easier time of taking them out. I just want to look at my other options real quick, because I think this character has some interesting AoEs. Yeah, here it is. Firefly Swarm. So 3 damage, but only at certain ranges. The one problem is, though, it cost me a card. And frankly, I think we're better off going for the Hornet Stingers. So I needed to move exactly 3 tiles to get up here. So let's see if we have any that let me traverse that. Well, sadly, Hornet Stingers is the one that has the 3 movement. This one would let me go a little bit further, but would cost me the card. Okay, so I could do Draining Pincers, which is 3 movement and leap. So I could do Hornet Stingers, then Draining Pincers, which means I'd go at initiative, I'd have an initiative of 23, but I can still use this card regardless. So if I want this character to lead and be the first one to attack, I have to pick that card. It's not a bad idea. I'm gonna take her, move her in the corner, and we want her to go extremely late in this process. So we're gonna do Life and Death. Well, actually, do we? No. I think we can do something else. So whenever she summons one of her little summoned creatures, not all of them, I guess the Angry Spirits doesn't, but summoning the Returned Servant makes it so she takes 2 damage, which is actually fine. What we want to do is find a good healing ability. Or, okay, so Fell Remedy lets her target 1 person to heal, or the bottom one lets her heal herself. What a... There's Transfer of Essence, which heals more, but hurts her in the process. I'm not sure. I think the easiest thing I could do is Fell Remedy, which would let her heal herself. And that's a bottom move. And yeah, well, I could set up and do anything else. I guess actually, yeah, I mean, Fell Remedy would mean that this would clear out. So let's do Fell Remedy. And do we hurt ourselves and get a Returned Servant, or do we want to get Angry Spirits, who's a ranged attack? So you can actually see the stats for the units. So the Angry Spirits does 1 damage at a range of 3. Range is kind of the hexagon with the arrow. Damage is the sword with the star flash behind it. So I could get one of the skeletons out who can just shamble towards enemies and hit them. I don't hate that. Because I like Angry Spirits, they're not amazing. And a lot of my abilities require me to have something nearby. So let's just have her go there. Okay, so the Blink Blade, there we go. Their abilities are kind of dual tier. They're not hybrid, they're all melee, but they can either go fast or slow, which will give them a kind of a speed currency, which can be spent to go fast or slow. Each ability is split into kind of 4 quadrants, or almost every ability. I think there's 1 or 2 that don't have alternatives, but when you're going slow, your abilities tend to be a little bit weaker, but it builds up speed currency, which can be spent to go faster in the future. You can also just do drive recharge to get more. I think for this round, though, I'm going to want to go fast, get in there, do a lot of damage, try and take out as many of these guys as possible. So also, add 2 cards to your lost pile before your first rest. So in this case, we want this guy to really burn down. So Cascading Reaction is attack, move, attack, and would cause things to bleed. So that's a really, really good move. But we want them to go after an initiative order of, what is it, 23? So we don't actually want to use that yet. We could do Twin Strike, which does a little bit less damage and does not burn the card, but that's not quite what we want to do. Because to some lesser degree, we kind of want this guy to burn himself out. There is Sap Speed, which admittedly doesn't burn a card. However, it doesn't burn a card, however, it does do a nice AoE, and I believe the Green Cross Swords means it has advantage. It would do more damage, so that wouldn't be bad. The other thing to look at is, does this guy have any healing whatsoever? He does, but it's under Twin Strike in the bottom right. That's his only healing move, which means it's going to be kind of tricky. I guess there is the... oh. There's the Power Leak slow. So if I actually have this guy go slow, Power Leak lets him heal 2 characters at range 1. So he could heal himself and something adjacent to him. Which isn't a bad idea, because that bleed is going to constantly stack up. And be annoying. The only immediate problem is it would not let me really alpha strike these guys. So I think instead, I'm going to go fast. We're going to go for maximum damage. So let's pick something on the bottom. Oh, well, drive recharge would be nice, except for the fact that it's just heal self. We do just have kinetic transfer. Well, okay, kinetic transfer, all adjacent characters suffer 1 damage. So we could actually have them run up. Just neither of these would burn, which is why I was hoping to do Cascading Reaction. I guess if I do kinetic transfer followed by Cascading Reaction, I can move up 4, do 1 damage to each of these guys. And then stab them a bunch so that they're super dead. Okay, is that everybody? No, we're just waiting on the Drifter. So this guy is going to do only 1 damage, give or take. You can draw higher, you can even crit. So 1 damage, and then 1 more damage, and then 3 and 3. So this guy's potentially taking 5 damage, and then bleeding for 1 and dying. And this guy's taking 1 damage, bleeding for 1. Having about 4 HP left. So in that case, we can kind of do whatever. We don't have to do too much. We have Bloodletting, which isn't terrible. Let's see. Because I could go for, is it precision aim? Oh, but it doesn't let him attack. Because like I said, do kind of want to kill things. Now I could just lead with Vile Assault. Because if I do Vile Assault followed by Violent Inheritance, Vile Assault is one of his healing abilities, which is a little tricky. No. We kind of want to have the 2 lost actions at the end, because this guy's going to have to burn out faster, so we want to pace this guy a little bit. Ah, it's tricky. Because, yeah, I like Crushing Weight for the damage. It's extremely good. I guess, actually, I should do Vile Assault just for the healing. So we want to find something that is good top attack. So Bloodletting is solid. 3 damage, and if you kill an enemy, regain a use of an ability, which isn't the most helpful here. But it's going to be his highest heavy hitting ability. Unfortunately, picking actions always is the slowest part of this game. However, that's fine. Okay, so they're actually going early. But none of them are moving. They're all giving themselves armor, but since they're not moving, they're just going to stand there. I would like to go before them to hit them with the Hornet, but if I move up, they're all going to hit my Changeling, and that would be a terrible idea. The Changeling has the ability to adjust their initiative order based on... Okay, so this changes a couple of things. They can change their initiative order due to the boots they're wearing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, good. So the archer, both of these archers are targeting 2 characters at range 4 for 3 damage, which is tricky except for the fact that 1, 2, 3, 4. We're not going to be in range no matter what we do. So we're wounded, take the damage. We are going to move here, confirm movement. This symbol, by the way, is going to switch us to ranged form for the next turn, which is fine. We don't care. This has Pierce. So the +1 means we do 2 damage. The -1 means we do 0 damage. However, the poison still triggers, which is largely what we were hoping for. Okay, so we're just going to move up. We are going to heal, which gets rid of the bleed. And means we don't need to use the Amulet of Life, and then we can just hit this guy for some damage. I could poison him again. That doesn't do anything. It does not stack. Oof. So we pulled a bad token. -1, only 2 damage. Okay, so I'm going to just do Shambling Servant, put it there. Yeah, so no attack abilities in the first 3 rounds. Once again, easy enough to work with. She is wounded, but that's manageable. Alright. And we want to do... the tricky part about this one... is this is going to hit my own guy. I think it's worth it. Okay, so we're going to move up here. Okay, we're not going to move further. That's going to hit all 3 of them. Hitting my own guy is annoying, but he's pretty full health. Okay, don't roll. Gosh. Okay, so we completely missed with that one. We're going to skip movement. So, I think I'm just going to try and kill this guy again. Kills him outright. Sick. And end turn. So, because neither of these guys have targets, they cannot hit me, which is great. It is now my turn. Okay, so 2 of my characters are still bleeding. That is annoying. She's fine. Her horror is going to run up and hit one of these guys on her turn. We don't know what these guys are doing. Can I actually check what they have in their pools? No. So So let's take a look. So this guy, because I picked abilities that have that little kind of ear symbol at the bottom, swaps from melee form to ranged form. So they're currently in ranged form and will stay ranged form. So Hail of Thorns would be a bad idea. Firefly Swarm is a nice ranged move, but it does cost me. So yeah, the big trick here is that they have a minimum range. We do have Selfless Offering, which lets me heal somebody, which could be themselves. There is also the bottom one, Into My Embrace, which would give me some buffs now, but that's better later. I do have Harvest the Essence, which is move 2, heal 2, which actually would be quite good. I think I'm going to try that. So we're going to do Scarab Flight and Harvest Essence. This will let me move 2 tiles away. So back here, and then hopefully 1, 2, 3, hit both of these guys with Scarab Flight. I'm not very good at aiming Scarab Flight. I haven't quite figured out how that works. Maybe we have to be here. That might be the limitation. I'll keep poking at that one. So yeah, what else do we have? Alternatively, instead of Scarab Flight, maybe we just do Into My Embrace. 3 damage, only at 3 or 4 range. Push 2, or no, pull 2. Yeah, sure. I'll go with that. Because all the other ones just seem slightly awkward and weird. Okay, so for her, again, cannot attack. But that's fine. She doesn't need to. So, we have... Yeah, we've already used Fell Remedy, which is her heal, which is a little unfortunate. We have Flow of the Black River, which is heal X +1. So I honestly could do Flow of the Black River. Because I could do Angry Spirits, Summon the Wraith, and then Flow of the Black River. So that'll put her pretty early in the turn order. She'll summon the Angry Spirit, does not hurt her, and then we do Flow of the Black River to heal, oh, for 3. So actually in that case, we should probably do Damned Horde and get another skeleton in play. Because that'll hurt her for 2 more, but she'll heal for 3. Which is good. Okay. We don't know what the archers are doing. We want to stay kind of far away from them. We do want this guy to heal. So we have Twin Strike, which will give me a nice heal. And then... honestly, I'm actually thinking we do Sap Speed Twin Strike. So Sap Speed, the slow version isn't very good. But would do decent damage. Otherwise, I could do Power Leak. We just have to make sure I don't burn all of my cards that can be lost. Luckily, a lot of my cards can be lost. So, Overdrive is a very good get lost card. Drive Recharge is fine. The main thing with Overdrive means that they always jump over things when they're fast, or armor when they're slow, which is just really good. And if you notice there's that 2 in the star symbol, that means he gets 2 experience for doing so. Characters level up, admittedly at 45 experience, but it's still a very good way of getting characters stronger by using those abilities. So, if I do Sap Speed, I can move up and hit both of these guys. I don't think I'm going to be able to kill them is the one tricky part. Let's see. We're in a good spot. Yeah, which is the one that boosts my damage? Either of those is crushing weight. Next 6 melee attacks do 2+ damage. 2 icons with the lost symbol simultaneously. Oh. So what I should probably do is do crushing weight and relentless, or crushing weight and sustained momentum in the same turn. It's a bad time for it since we're right next to 2 guards that need to die, though. Alternatively, we just do it. Because the main problem is, until we have either crushing weight or precision aim going, this guy is substantially weaker. But if I get both of them going simultaneously, I can move fast and do a lot of damage. I hope I don't regret this. Okay, so the archers are once again, oh, they are going to move 3 and shoot 1 person at full range. Move 2, shoot 1 person. Move 2 and hit for 4. Okay, so we are looking at a bunch of damage. The archers are going early. No reason for me to change my initiative order. Okay, less damage. That's good, and we're about to heal. Yeah, we just take 2. And, nope, they were actually able to hit. Take 3. This is going to hurt. Skeleton rolls in. Rolls bad. Alright, this is going swimmingly. Oh, I'm a fresh fool. Flow of the Black River. And Damned Horde are both top abilities. I'm gonna move in there. I forgot about that. Okay, so we are pretty wounded, which I'm not happy about. Gonna move back. So this will clear the bleed. Heal me up. And then I can do Into My Embrace, hit this guy for 4 damage. And we don't roll super well, but that's okay. Now I can pull him. Which is interesting. Let me take a look. Nope, that's not what I'm looking for. What cards does this guy have? There it is. Okay, sap speed. No, we want to skip pull. And turn. No. Well, he did it anyway. We're just going to give him armor. Well, all things considered, that actually could have been much worse. Yeah, I'll just use the Amulet of Life. I'll let him heal for 1. And whenever I rest, take a long rest, I can get that back. So let's do Crushing Weight. And then Sustained Momentum. So that would let me get my spent items back. We don't really want that. Alright, so we've completed their perk quest for the turn. Take the damage. Not happy about that. Okay, so the tricky, unfortunate thing here is this guy moved. Nah. I'm just gonna have to waste it, I think. Yeah, I was hoping he wouldn't move. At least we heal too, and I can use sap speed to hit this guy for some damage. A lot of damage, in fact. And because we're standing on this loot bag, we grab it for ourselves. So the one problem with standing here is both of those archers are going to be shooting ahead of him. That sucks. But, oh well. Okay, so Violent Inheritance. Attack for 1 damage, then loot 1, which is good. We also have Prudent Preparation, which would let me heal somebody. I mean, don't hate that. So let's do Prudent Preparation. That would let me heal him for 2? 2. And then we can do Violent Inheritance for 3. Okay. So because this character has a little bit of speed, we can actually go into speed mode if we want to. Let's see. The main problem is these two archers here are going to be shooting at them unless I do something about it. I have Blurry Jab, which would do 4 damage and bleed, so I could potentially kill this archer. I don't hate that. I just got to get close to them. Because I could use Power Leak. It's not the best. Which means as far as cards that I can burn go, it's good. Because yeah, it does a lot of damage, but one either has you poison yourself. Oh, if you do not have poison, gain poison at a target and gain an experience. That's weirdly good, actually. Because I could actually get behind them, because we have winged boots, so I could zoop here behind them, stab them both simultaneously. And then I could burn any card on the next turn. Yeah, so the only problem is getting over there. I guess I could use Blurry Jab, clear the distance. Because I think I'm still planning on using Overdrive. Your next 5 attack actions will fast perform 3 speed. Nah, it's not amazing. Okay, I think that's good. Her. So she still cannot do an attack action. And is looking pretty wounded. Well, we have Angry Spirits. We have Transfer of Essence, which I could actually burn a leaf to poison a second target. That's not amazing. Malicious Conversion to move a bunch, which, I mean, isn't terrible. But we might want to have them move last. Look at some of the Angry Spirits. Let's see, 3 of your summons. Attack plus 0 curse. I think that means that they all attack, which is kind of good. It would be nice to have Fell Remedy, because with that leaf symbol I generated, I could actually heal a lot, which would be good for her, because she took a lot of damage there. I think we just want to do Angry Spirits. And I don't know if this is an attack ability, so I'd be afraid of using it. I guess I might as well do transfer of essence. Maybe? Maybe I just move. 1, 2, 3. Oh yeah, we wouldn't be able to do transfer of essence anyway. Yeah, so I'll probably just do malicious conversion to move. Okay. So they're a little wounded and in melee form, so we kind of want them to get up. What are they doing? Prudent preparation and violent inheritance. Okay, so they're going to kill this guy and nothing more. So this one is open. We have Changeling's Boon, which is just 2 attacks, which is quite good. I might as well do Hornbeetle Carapace. I do actually like the top ability for the bonus damage, but we don't need it right now. And Changeling's Boon, so that'll just let me attack twice. Are we good? We're good. So let's see where they go. They're all in the kind of 29 phase, so I'm going faster than most of them, except for my Necromancer, which is totally fine. Okay, Drifter is going to do Violent Inheritance. Please don't miss. You. Scumlord. Well, can't loot, but can heal. Alright, so we're going to heal... I think we're going to heal Blinkblade, because Blinkblade doesn't have much for healing abilities, and is definitely the most vulnerable character. Blinkblade is going to do... Boots, Winged Boots, followed by... Nope. Followed by Speed. Let's see. No more movement. And we're going to... Power Leak Poison, confirm ability. Poison Self. And I'm going to do Poison because we wanted... Ideally, poison this guy. So whoever hits him next gets bonus damage. Okay, so we're going to move up. Shield self, so we take 1 less damage. And then we get 2 attacks here. I was hoping to kill this guy. I'm still going to kill this guy, actually, in retrospect. Just not on the turn I want. Yeah. So the reason why... Nope, we're good. Is the skeleton's going to come up and just stab the guy. Unless the skeleton misses. What is he doing anyway? Moving, hitting, yeah. Receive damage. Annoying. Ooh, slowed. I can still manage that. We're taking some damage here. Cripes, man. I just don't want to burn cards. You can burn cards so you don't take damage, but I do not want that for any reason. Alright, he's toast. All we have left is the 1 archer. So in that case, burn that so she can move extra far. And she's just going to summon a friend. Alright, so we have taken some damage here. Which is no good. Let's see, we have Drive Recharge, which is a heal, and isn't terrible. The problem mostly being... Well, yeah, sure. Let's just do Temporal Displacement. And then Drive Recharge. That'll let me loot 1 and then heal, which will get rid of poison. This guy only has 2 HP. Which is good. We have Dark Tidings for more movement. Let's see. We have Transfer of Essence, which would let me give strength to an ally. We have Command the Wretched, which would let me move one of my units and attack. Which is very good, because we want to kill this guy. I just don't know if I can. Because it mainly depends on when does that archer go. The archer only has 2 HP. Well, we have continuous health, which is 2 damage at range 2. So if I was here, we'd have to move 3 in 1 turn, which is very easy for this guy. I'm probably just going to do... Is he poisoned? Oh, did we not manage to poison this guy? Yeah, only the first guy got poisoned. Damn. Okay, continuous health and unbreakable. Because I don't think there's anything else I can do. They're set, they're set. I don't think there's much this character can do, unfortunately. We could do drag down, sprint up, and hit the guy, but I don't think that's going to work. So instead, we're going to do drag down. This is unfortunate. They're actually getting stuck in melee mode here. And I'd like to be able to manually switch. But I think we're too far away unless I hit an ally. You do not want to do... Unless I can do drag down and skip the attack and it still does the form swap. We'll find out. Let's see. Otherwise, none of these are useful, so we're just going to pick that one. Yerp. So he's going at 32. He is going first. Who are doing? Wow. That sucked. Alright, I'm just going to move here, grab the loot. Get movement. And then we're going to do drag down, skip attack. Hopefully we still swap forms. No, you have to trigger the attack. Okay. That is unfortunate. However, command the wretched. Wait, really? Oh, okay, can't move. Gain piercing, because why not? And stab the lad. Vengeance. Having her lose 2 of her summons this early is rough. But what can I do about it? Okay. So... boost those, end turn. Yeah, he can sustain his buffs if he wants to. Let's see. I should have had her move there. I forgot I'd given this guy a loot bonus. Well, this has been messy. So we don't actually want to do anything. We mostly just want to move characters close to the door and then have them rest, so that the next turn they can go in and do stuff. The deadly shot will move 4. I'll just do relentless. We can do... right. We have to do hit and run and overdrive. We have no choice. So she can do kind of whatever. Eternal Torment, grant one of your minions loot 1, gain the loot. And that's tempting. I think I'll do Transfer of Essence and Eternal Torment. Not that it really matters, because I can't do Life and Death. I do want to, considering she's down a minion, but we'll leave that for later. Okay, and then sadly, this character can only rest, because you can only take an action if you have 2. So long rest it is. At least they will heal. Okay, so we're just gonna move as far as we can. No more bonuses. We do not want to go through that door. We have no idea what's on the other side, but it's almost assuredly going to be more rude dudes that I'm going to have to fight. We're actually going to skip movement, because I'm going to do grant 1 loot. Yeah, loot is extremely important to me, as it is obviously how I buy gear and equipment, but it's also how I buff the town and improve things. We're going to give him strength. I just think it might go away. Yeah, end of the affected character's next turn. Poison. We're not poisoning anybody. There's nobody to poison. So we're going to do overdrive. I don't think I'm going to do hit and run, though. Not yet, anyway. We don't want to burn too many of our cards, so we're just going to skip movement. And turn. And then select an ability to get rid of, and then gain some health. I will admit, Flailing Tendrils is not my favorite. Oh, it has to be a discarded ability. Never mind then. Frankly, Hornet Stingers is good enough. Probably get rid of that one. But then we get all of our abilities back and health. They're the only character who is not extremely wounded. So this is tricky. They need to do a long rest. They need to do a long rest. They all need to do long rests. And they need to move. So actually, this kind of works out. So let's do Hornbeetle Carapace and Draining Pincers. That'll boost my next 4 attacks damage, and then also just let me clear distance. Let's see, and that'll leave them in range mode so they can do a thing. They heal too. What do we get rid of that I do not need? Sap speed is okay. Temporal displacement's kind of fine. Actually, hit and run is probably one of my lower interest abilities. Kinetic transfer is up there too, actually. Yeah, I think we get rid of kinetic transfer. It's not amazing. I'm sure somebody has greater opinions on this than I do. Okay, that just moves closer. She heals herself. What do we burn? I'm not a big fan of malicious conversion. But yeah, let's burn that one. So she heals up. And that's her turn. Okay, so it's not perfect. Oh, I see, because those are active. I don't like Unbreakable, I think it's kind of boring. The defense is nice, but that's it. So it's an easy thing to burn. And we might as well use the Amulet of Life immediately, which I used earlier. It recharges whenever I take a long rest, which is extremely helpful, actually. Alright, so now that I've done that, we can run in and start doing some oomph. We don't know what's in the next room. I'm going to start with Vile Assault. And what's a good Whomper? I mean, Bloodletting is nice. Bloodletting it is. Okay. Wish I knew how much speed I had. So if I went fast, we could do hit and run. We could do Twin Strike. What? Oh, because Overdrive doesn't add to the lost pile. Damn it. Alright, whatever. Learning. So Twin Strike is just good base damage. Then we just need some kind of gap closer to get in there. I guess we do Blurry Jab. Because yeah, these two are the big move abilities. Well, I mean, Blurry Jab is up there. Let's see, and they're not hurting the slightest, so her. They're going to be healing too, so we don't actually need to do much for healing. I could do Flow of the Black River and Command the Wretched. That would potentially let me get this guy in position. Okay, so we have Selfless Offering, which is a move 3. 2, 3. Get him in the doorway. That's not bad. Firefly Swarm isn't terrible. But would get burnt. We want to avoid burning things. There we go. That should be good enough. Let's see. Initiative order. Pretty zippy. For movement. Open that door. Okay, dodging boulders on the side of the mountain wasn't quite how you imagined you'd be spending your morning, but you make it to the overlook without getting crushed. However, just before you pull yourself over the final ledge, a voice carries over the wind, stopping you. Foul, ice pissers, it shouts in the in a deep commanding cry. You're nothing but petty blasphemers twiddling in your caves. Make it over the ledge to see the owner of the voice pinned between two boulders. She's clearly an Algox, but she's dressed much differently from the brutes who are just hurling boulders at you. Larger than her male opponent, she wields ornate battle garb that marks her as a prominent member of a different faction. She turns to you with a snarling hatred, but softens when she realizes you're not friends of her enemies. Quickly then, warm bloods, help me fight these dirt lovers. Aid me and I shall aid you. Her hand, though pinned, glows with a crackling blue energy. So, the game has 6 starting classes. I haven't mentioned that exactly. It's got 6... Oh, it's her. 6 starting classes. You can potentially unlock other characters. I don't think this is an unlockable character, admittedly, but it's fine. Okay, select my target. Move 2. Sadly, they're not going to be able to get in position. But they can get closer. They might also just eat a hit for a character. But honestly, if that's the sum total of what my Necromancer is capable of, so be it. I'm actually going to do that because that's going to make it so that they have 2 armor, I think. Nope, never mind. Well, better than her getting pin cushioned over the course of a round. Not my favorite. Okay. Move up. Should be plenty of room. Can't do more. Alright, let's poison that one. Oh. And I can actually get up in here. And I'm going to hit this one. Ah, come on. What is with RNG and me today? Not friends, clearly. Okay. Do you want to just move here? Sure. Heal self. And we're just going to hit this guy who is poisoned. How? How, man? I'm just offended. Like, I have only pulled the worst cards and abilities. Well, at least that hit. Let's see. Do we want to pull him? Sure. Oh, that's not helpful. Well, that sucks. Burn an available card. What do we burn? Honestly, Dark Tidings. Okay, well, that went abysmally bad. Fell Remedy wouldn't be bad here. Oh, that's interesting. Return Servant does not get lost. Same thing with Life and Death. So actually, she can keep summoning them. As long as she has enough healing to do so. So we need somebody to generate a green for her. Twin Strike would be it. Alas. Okay. So if hit and run, we do have sap speed. So let's do Power Leak, sap speed. We want to hit both of these guys early and hard. Because if I can take this guy out and hurt this guy, and then, I don't know, go stand next to that guy, we might be able to force the issue a bit. So we are in melee. We do want to do something that is going to... switch phases. Otherwise, we're going to waste a turn, which is rough. However, I could do that on the next turn. I think we're going to do that on the next turn. Let's just get in here and kill this guy quick. Alright. So they're going to hit both of these, but not kill this one. I mean... let's just do these two. We're not going to do a ranged attack. We're just going to poison all three of these guys. And call it a day. Okay, so what does she have? Fell Remedy. Well... we're going to do Fell Remedy and Transfer of Essence. She's just going to focus on healing herself. Because I don't think she has anything else she can do. Well, actually... is there a difference between either of her skeletons? Nope. I'm just going to have her go last. Fell Remedy will let her heal something. Probably herself. And Life and Death will let her summon another Skeleman. Alright, let's see how this goes. So, looks like good turn order. Oh, because she's poisoned. I've heard about that. Okay. I'm going to move here, because Flailing Tentacles isn't going to help me. So if I do drag down... Oh, it only hits enemies. That's good. I was afraid I was going to kill one of my allies. And that'll swap them for the next turn. Okay, so we are going to do draining arrows. Oh. What? We don't have a status effect. Why is draining arrows? Oh, it's range 2, target 3. Yeah, I'm just gonna move forward. She's safe for the time being. So the reason why we want to do this, even though we have technically disadvantage against this guy, they're probably dying anyway. This mostly just befuddles them. Means that they have disadvantage on their attacks. So that was kind of stinky. But that's fine. Alright, so we can do 2 different things here. I could do sap speed. Yeah, we're just going to do sap speed. Because we have advantage on the attack, so we do maximum impacts. Yeah, it's the good stuff. And then I'm probably just going to move right here to grab that loot bag. Heal? Oh, sick. The priest actually helps. So these two are both muddled, which means they have disadvantage. So enjoy missing. Damn it. Well, it's fine. Yeah, 2 damage is manageable. The slow is annoying, but I can deal with that. So an enemy has died this round, so I can do this. Alright, which means we can in fact summon a skeleton here, even if it puts her on death's door. She is so vulnerable. Luckily, she's also in the back, so it's not too big of a deal. Alright, so we've got 2 enemies. I have continuous health, which is a good ranged move. Let's see. Main issue mostly boils down to... Yeah, I can do continuous health and then anything. Technically, I have violent inheritance. I'm gonna keep that. I'll have them go slow, intentionally. Let's see. Transfer of essence, decaying will, return servant. Well, she'd kill herself if she did return servant, so we don't want to do that. I wonder if she can do transfer of essence on herself without dying. Time to find out. Let's do both of those. Okay, so this guy only has 2 HP. We don't have much, so let's just do hit and run and drive recharge. And then... Hail of Thorns, all but has to be range of 2. 1, 2, 4. Still don't know how Scarab Flight works exactly. But if there was a time to use it, it'd be now. Can't do Harvest of Essence. It's not going to help. 3, 4. So, like, could do Mind Spike. 3, 4. Let's take a look. Because, yeah, I don't care if I can't use hit and run. Alternatively, I just go for temporal displacement. I think that's it. Okay, so the priest is going to attack. They're going to move and then attack range 4. That's fine. No damage, but they're disarmed. Okay, so actually, that's incredibly good. Can I do this? Okay, so it is a line. There's no way to rotate, is there? Well, that's fine. Go for the kill. If I can kill both of them, that's very good. Well. Oh, we missed their wallflower ability. I'm really bad at that one. Like I said, kind of absent-minded. Okay. Transfer of essence has to be... Okay. I'm just going to give them strength. Yeah, it has to be somebody else. Cannot be herself. Well, good to know. And the Drifter gets to do nothing. Well, that's fun. Skip movement. Skip attack. End turn. Let's see. Heal self? Sure. Were we even down in HP? I thought we would have been, but I guess not. Okay, so apart from her, who is wounded but can't really do too much, the rest of the team is actually looking kind of good. So I think I'm going to do precision aim, deadly shots. Let's just do a short rest, because yeah, all we've got left is that. That should be good. And she's got Eternal Torment and Return Servant. Because we want to put off her taking a long rest. If we can. Do we burn Blurry Jab? I like it, but we'll burn it. So what are we doing here? If I go slow, we could do Power Leak. Twin Strike, hit and run. None of them let him move fast. So I think we're just going to get in position. We have Power Leak and Twin Strike, which would let us move fast, but we want to leave that for later. So, do I have any good buffs or abilities that I can use here? Oh, is that regeneration? That's extremely good. I didn't know that character had that ability. Yeah, I guess the best thing I can do is mostly nothing. There is Drive Recharge, but I'd have to burn it. And we don't really want to do that. let's just pick drive recharge and temporal displacement. No, hit and run, hit and run. Okay, there's the priest. He's going to move 3, but I don't think she does anything. Yeah, she's going to move for the door, which is good. We want that. Let's confirm that ability so we can swap forms. And then we can't do anything. No elements to work with. Okay. So I'm just going to move him there. That regains 1 use of an ability. We're not going to do Deadly Shot here. Probably just sustain momentum. And can't do that. Okay. Someone can't move, which is really annoying. So the question is, do we ignore this bit of loot? I think so. It'd be nice to grab, but it is in my way. And yeah, we're not actually going to trigger an ability, we're just moving up. Give the attack, do nothing, end turn, grab some more loot. I wish my minions would pick up loot for me, but alas. Okay, so let's do a short rest on him. Long rest on her. So we need to go quick here. So probably Twin Strike. It's either Twin Strike or Sap Speed. Sadly, none of these give me movement speed. I mean, we have Power Leak, but I really want to avoid using that. I guess we could do Power Leak Twin Strike. Because we can do the Poison Self again. To hit 2 targets. Yeah, that's good. The main problem is they're just running out of cards. Okay, so Firefly Swarm. For 4 movement. I don't think getting rid of Harvest the Essence is good, so we're just going to grab that one. I guess neither of them matter. Burn Bloodletting. No. Violent Inheritance. I guess I don't have a choice. Okay, so Draining Arrows are pretty good. And then I think we just do Vile Assault. Because we want to run in and be able to kill something. Okay, so Blink Blade is going to move 1. Finally make it inside the mountain, but your victory is short-lived. Just past the cave opening huddles another group of defenders, muscle-bound Algox with Icy Fist. They've gathered in a circle, positioned like a lord's private guard around some person of value. Except they all seem to be protecting an ice... All they seem to be protecting is an ice-covered gap in the floor. They guard the Sky Hall. Your Algox companion whispers, we must break through that barrier if we are to end this fight. The guards, noticing your approach, turn and shout. You cannot pass, intruders. The Sky Hall is closed to your kind. They move quickly, uncrossing their arms and stepping forward. Your body is worn and your lungs still burn from the climb. Well, these guards are fresh to the battle, wholly rested and prepared to brawl. But it matters little. There's no other way forward. Okay, so we only have a handful of enemies here. So we've got a scout here who has... How much? 7 and 7. Okay, Twin Strike attack. Oh, create a wind. And then I think we're just going to hit him. I can only hit one target. Oh, I have to. Well, that's annoying. But my regeneration is going to clear it if I... I really wish that would let me hit twice. Ooh, we do have a treasure chest in the back. Okay. So because of this, that does present kind of the question of what do we want to do. There are 5 enemies in the area, and they are going to be stinky. I could go for Vile Assault and kill one, potentially this guy. Or I could hit them all with draining arrows and cause them to miss. I actually think that might be the better call here. Well, not miss, but have disadvantage on their attacks. Shame I can't poison or bleed them in the process, but yeah. There's a crit. Not a good one, but it's a crit. Heal 3. Oh, sick. Okay, my decisions are currently... being supported. Okay. No. We just want to move greatest possible distance. That wouldn't do anything, so skip attack. That's fine. And we can turn this wind into a fire or a light. Let's do light. And she just heals herself back up to full. Okay, so all things... Oh, right. Oh, does that mean I can actually just keep using Damned Horde? Oh. Or no, I can't. They stay. Yeah, so she can just cycle oodles of skeletons if she wants to. Let's get rid of Decaying Will. We're not using it. And now she's back up to full health. Muddled goes away. And now we're in for a bit of a trick. I think I'm going to grab Relentless. Yeah, next 6 enemy attacks within 2 distance targeting you. So in that case, let's do Prudent Preparation and Relentless. Give him some armor since he's probably going to get drubbed here. We're probably going to want Fell Remedy. Let's do Flow of the Black River and Fell Remedy. We're going to have her move up here and then heal him for some. Okay, we have Sap Speed, which is great. A little late, all things considered. Let's just do a short rest. We don't need to do a long rest with this character. We're burning... Do we want to burn Firefly Swarm? No, actually. We want to redraw that one. Yeah, sure, Scarab Flight. Receive damage. The reason is we actually want to use Firefly Swarm, like, ASAP. Because this is a trio that I can hit with Firefly Swarm comfortably. Actually, I think we want to do Mind Spike. Okay, so the priest is going very early. Oh, that's our priest going early. So the main one is this Algox Guard Elite. Yeah, so we actually want to drop our initiative. We want to go faster than them. Oh, what? I thought I created a light element. Damn. Skip movement. Confirm heal. Okay, then we do Mind Spike, which should let me hit 1, 2, and 3, pinning them in place. The main benefit of this is this guy with the sword now can't go anywhere. So he's just going to waste his turn. Oh, he wasn't going anywhere anyway. So we want to create a fire. Oh, now we've created the light element. What? Confusing. Okay, Drifter is going to do prudent preparation. Give himself some shields. And then give himself some retaliation. So I'm pretty sure each and every one of these guys is just going to be wailing on him, and we want to make the most of it. If only I could get this guy to come in and hit, but alas. So he just shields up, but we don't care. We're going to have her move too. Select a target. Unfortunately, not as much movement as I was hoping for. But we want to do Fell Remedy on him before he gets absolutely wrecked. Unfortunately, my... Take a damage. Retaliate. Cannot use items. That's fine. No damage. Retaliate. Yeah, that worked extraordinarily well. Better than expected, frankly. And just take the damage. Still cannot use items. It's fine. Okay, so we're just going to move. Guess I'm going to move here. Hit these two guys. Why didn't... Huh, weird. Okay, so do we want to do... What do we have? We have bloodletting and continuous health. We have transfer of essence. Guess I might as well just do return servant. And transfer of essence. Worst comes to worst, I'd move and heal. Just do a short rest. Okay. Selfless offering into Firefly Swarm. I think those are pretty much my only options. So hope we go first. Sure. We cannot go fast here. I think I'm going to do Power Leak. And do we have anything else in slow that gives experience? Nope. Alright, Twin Strike it is. Alright, I think... Yes. Looks like they're doing heals. I love that priest. They're so helpful. So we are going to do move... Well, do we do move 3? I think we do Firefly Swarm first. It's all 3 of those. No. Only hits 2 of them. Well, in that case, move up 1. Skip movement. Then we do Firefly Swarm with the bonus damage. Big hit. Well, attempted big hit. Okay, and then we want to turn the frost into another fire. Probably. You never know. Burn an available card. Let's burn hit and run. I thought she did a heal. Wait, he looted? He stole my treasure. Well, all things considered, that frankly could have been worse. Alright, so we're just going to hit this guy twice. See if we can take him out. It's okay, we got him. And then I am going to do speed. We're opening this treasure chest. Heal self. And what's in the box? Stuff. Okay. So I could do bloodletting. I think I'm gonna just... That's the Elgox Scout Elite. It's okay. Still killed him. And then continuous health. I could try and go for this guy, but we'd have disadvantage, so I think I'm just gonna hit this one instead. Yeah, honestly, I'm wondering if I should actually have my Drifter go for ranged combat in the future. Okay, so we can boost something. I guess Relentless. End turn. Alright, so options are... Well, I don't really need to heal anybody. Because I could move 4. I could move right in here, which would be extremely silly, but would let me get it would let me get the cash. Boring. We're just gonna move up. I should not have done that. I should have put the skeleton on the other side, whatever. I'll admit, we've got this so in the bag that it doesn't really matter to me. Okay, deadly shot, precision aim. No reason to care. Let's see. Anything that gives experience. So those two. The Command the Wretched actually, I think, allows you to boost an ally too. Okay. So let's do... Icebound Quills. And Drag Down. I think, yeah. I guess if I'm going melee, I should remember melee likes light, range also likes light, but also fire sometimes. Okay, priest is going early, hitting somebody. It's really the Elgox Elite that's kind of the spooky one. Though, like I said, kill him if I can. Alright, that changes some things. We're just going to ignore this guy and go grab loot. Skip ability. Skip attack. Fire for light. Yeah, the scout will shoot. Oh, no. The fool! Wanted my loot. Wait. Oh, we still get our turns. Yes. Okay. I will use precision aim for reasons. Okay, get some arrow vine. Move here, do we? No. We're gonna use this to move, and then I'm just gonna summon another skeleton. You know, I understand this character a little bit better with the damned horde. Just go nuts, summon skeletons. We just have to heal her more often. Alright. Any of these give experience? The answer is a solid no. Never be targeted by an attack. That would be interesting for a mission. But hard to pull off. And now we've grabbed every bit of loot except for this one, which should be good. Oh, wait. Oh. We're not done yet. Oh. He's passing out. That's fine. End selection. Okay, so we want to just burn... No. We want to do Deadly Shot and Vile Assault. They're donezo. Yeah, we can burn that. I don't know. None of these matter. Which one has the highest movement? I guess actually Command the Wretched might be better. I didn't realize I had to break this thing. Heal self for reasons. And can I poison an ice sheet? Immune to all conditions. Okay. It would be very funny if I passed out here. Alright. Burn the light. Confirm targets. I love my Eldritch Horror, man. Let's see. No elements to consume. So the skeletons are aware that the door is there. Good. So as long as she survives, we're in a spot. So in that case, we can actually command this guy with mind control. Would have been nice to do command the wretched to do a little bit of damage and get that experience, but rightio then. And then they're passing out. So, nice part about this game is that your characters do not die, they just pass out. So, we'll get them later. Alright, so let's just do either of these. 1, 2. Yeah, so we should be able to get up in there. I guess let's do prudent preparation. And then bloodletting. Let's see. They have to do a rest. Those should be good. Okay. Burn Icebound Quills. Redraw. Sure. Okay, so do any of these give me experience? Yeah. So we can do Into My Embrace and Harvest the Essence, which will give me some experience. We're not going to be breaking the door with him, but that's fine. Like, pretty much my entire team can pass out and we'll still make it. There's a possibility I'm just going to crit the door. Oh. Yep. In fact... I am sorry. How do you miss the door? Okay. Then we're just going to heal. Burn the card, get a little bit of experience. Not that it matters. We're going to have to get a lot of experience before we level up. No elements, no anything else. Even if I have no chance of hitting this thing, my skeletons will get it eventually. I don't know how to react, man. Alright. Let's, move up, I think. So we're gonna curse this. I don't think you can curse it, however, it will trigger one of my dudes to hit it. Really? Oh. I guess because the curse didn't trigger. Okay, that should be good enough. Burn bloodletting. You'll be fine. I guess I could have actually sent a character back. In retrospect. Okay. Now, can I even get close to this thing? I can. Gonna hop over there. Somebody will break it. Miss again. Nope. Alright, there's the damage. Surprise, there's another enemy. Oops. We're just gonna skip. I don't think there's anything else to do. Well, she still gets the experience. There's the kill at least 15 of your summons perk, which seems amusing. Are we good? Was that it? There we go. So that was a bit messy. We didn't get the perks that we were looking for, but all things considered, it's hard to keep track of. I'll get better at it. The ice barrier shatters with a great ear-splitting crack, and you look down through the hole to the chamber far below. A stone floor covered in strange runic symbols and a spiral of pedestals radiating out from its center. Sky Hall, it would seem. However, it's not. It's much too far to simply jump. Ha! Finally, it's open. You turn to see the Algox he rescued staring forward. She nods with a confident, satisfied frown. Those foul ice speakers cannot hope to keep this mountain now. She bends down and grabs a handful of snow, testing it between her fingers. Satisfied, she brings it to her face and whispers. The white powder flies from her hand and swirls around her, whirling like a miniature storm. The snow lifts her off the ground and carries her gently down through the hole. Ah, the Algox calls you from below. Are you coming? Plenty more ice speakers to kill. On cue, the snow around you swirls into a great eddy of white and lifts you like a leaf, carrying you down through the opening just like the Algox. As you float down, you get a grand view of the majestic open cavern that must be Sky Hall. It's a circular layout, or it is a circular layout of stone seats with a raised platform in the center that holds an ornate altar. The priest is doing something at the altar, perhaps praying. When you land, perhaps praying when you land. But she quickly turns and introduces herself as Landprol, explaining the situation. According to her, this mountain, Snowscorn, is a site of great religious significance to all Algox. However, the clans in the area are divided into two rival factions, who disagree violently over how to communicate with their god. The Snow Speakers, led by the priest in front of you, believe their god speaks to them through the snow falling from the heavens, while the Ice Speakers, or Dirt Lovers, claim to commune with divinity through the ice that emerges from the ground below. Currently, the Ice Speakers inhabit the mountain, but when their war party went off to attack Frosthaven and returned battle-weary, the Snow Speakers used the opening to launch an attack of their own. But there's no time for speech, she says decisively. The battle must be raging inside the mountain's heart. So if you want my help, we must head there with all haste. With that, the Snow Speaker chieftain turns and moves to a tunnel leading deeper into the mountain. You're not sure which side you should take here, but you know this information is valuable. If you can help turn the tide in the Snow Speaker's favor, you might be able to broker a truce with the victors. You follow the priest deeper into the mountain, wondering whether this is what Safa had in mind. The battle is near. Sounds of it echo off the tunnel's icy walls, metal crashing against stone, thunder ripping the air, the chest-shaking howls of the Algox. Your breath is heavy and you follow your guide, closer, and then you arrive. But the middle of the battle is no time to stand around. The Algox around you are locked in bitter combat, spells shooting out with terrible quickness, and heavy fists swinging. Immediately before you stands the final cluster of guards. Their faces twist in fury, the sight of your party realizing from which direction you've come. Oh, so we just have a second fight. Well, boy. Move no more than 2 hexes on each turn. Oof. I guess we'll have them go Archer this time. Once again, Prepper is extremely easy to work with. Never perform a basic action is tricky. I like aesthetic, just less loot bags. Do cleaner, more loot, or 3 or more loot bags in the same turn. Oh, that's tricky, actually. I guess I'll do pedestrian. That's going to be hard to pull off, but still. So I'm going to take a look at this one. I was not expecting a 2-part mission, to be honest, but hey, we'll at least give it an ogle before we dive in, or before we end the video. I'm not doing 2 missions in one video. Oh god, that would be extraordinarily slow. I really love this game. I feel so bad. I recounted this story in my last video, but I'm going to recount it here. Doomed whelps, they shout. We will destroy you for this intrusion. Alright, let's take a look. Yeah, there is 2 more chambers. So, no, we're not doing that in this video. That would be like a 3-hour-long video, and I can't do that. That's fine. Anyway, I'm going to recount this story because I still feel kind of bad about it. Gloomhaven, when it first came out in early access, they'd sent me a copy and asked me to stream it. And I believe it was actually Isaac Childres. I have no idea how to pronounce that. I'm so sorry. The developer of Gloomhaven, I think it was him. It was either him or it was somebody on the dev team that was like higher up. I was actually hanging out in my chat and trying to kind of guide me through the process. But I had no idea how to play Gloomhaven. I did not know what I was doing. And so the sheer embarrassment of that after the fact of me feeling like, God, I really just messed this up. I know people love Gloomhaven, I just didn't understand it at the time. Now that I've actually gone back and like learned and mastered it to some lesser degree, it feels so much better and more interesting. It's still slow and very much like a board game turned digital, but it works. It works great. I love this combat system. I love the perks, which we haven't actually shown off. The way perks work, and I was hoping I could do this in town, is that you specifically, when you level up, there's no way I can check this, you get new abilities, but you also get the ability to change your token bag. So you can say, get rid of the -2, you can get rid of 2 -1s, you can get rid of like 4 zeros or something like that. So you can increase your odds of hitting, critting, or hitting harder. Or you can have ones that give special effects like armor or bleed or extra elemental tokens. It's really cool. And is one of my favorite like character progression systems. Oh no, the perks let you do this. When you level up, you get extra cards. Perks just let you switch these out. I think there's also some passive perks you can get sometimes. I just have to see the characters. Oh, this is the speed meter for this guy. Got it. Originally it was like a number up here, but they changed that, and this feels so much better. I just need to actually process that. Either way, I absolutely adore this game. I'm so glad that I went back, gave it another shot, picked up the physical version, even though I haven't actually unboxed it yet. I'm still getting through Gloomhaven first. And I don't know, it's just a freaking phenomenal game. Genuinely, if you want one of the best board games ever made, pick it up either digitally or physically, or, you know, in the meantime, since this is early access, like, obviously pick it up if you think it's cool. Seriously, go check out Gloomhaven as well. The digital version is much easier to pick up and play than, you know, a giant physical board game. And it comes pre-packaged. It comes packaged with Gloomhaven Jaws of the Lion, which is a standalone expansion in like the physical board game. It's a standalone expansion. However, in the digital version, you can combine the two together as just one big package, and you can play both campaigns simultaneously with the same characters and all the classes and all that jazz. It is so much fun. It is a great time with friends. It is messy. It is tactical. It is deeply customizable in a lot of fun ways, and it's not one of those like power fantasy games. Every single fight will generally be challenging in some way, shape, or form. Even if it's just you goofing and picking like a bad perk quest and saying, nope, I'm gonna try this, and hamstringing yourself to do it. It's fun. I like it. Anyway, I guess before I go, I do want to say a very quick thank you to Snapshot Games and Art Games for reaching out and sponsoring this video. It was very kind of you. It was a ton of fun, as always, and I look forward to playing more of this. Probably in co-op, because it is so much easier to keep track of one character than 4. But I guess I should also mention that Frosthaven will be out on July 31st. So if you do want to pick it up and play it yourselves, just go add it to your wish list. Or like I said, you can pick up Gloomhaven in the meantime. And I will also say I will be back on the 31st when this game launches. To finish this mission, we will clear out the rest of the Algox Raiders, get in here and fight, presumably, the Ice Speaker King. So don't worry, stick around. We will see the rest of this. But for now, at least, I guess, if you like this video in any way, shape, or form, leave me a like. It helps more than you know. And if you want to see more rad new games every single day, then hit subscribe, because I got tons to check out and show off. But for now, thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you next time.